Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Parakamanam Sri Gurun Vaisnavam Sjam Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Bitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabrutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalitam Sri Vishakan Bitam Vischam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kansana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Avanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evascha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayat Nasta Prayashabhadrishu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. We have two short mantras to repeat. One is known by everyone, one is maybe less known. Our process is Sravanam Kirtanam, hearing, so kindly hear attentively. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Sri Sarabhyai Namaha Om Sri Sarabhyai Namaha Om Sri Sarabhyai Namaha Mukham karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim Yat kripa tamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam Yat kripa tamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, is that right? Yeah. It's on the board? Yeah. Canto number 6. Chapter number 2. Text number? 39. Yep. Yeah. Iti Jata Sunirvedaha Kshana Sangena Sadhushu Ganga Dwaram Upeyaya Mukta Sarvanubandhanaha Iti Jata Sunirveda Kshana Sangena Sadhushu Ganga Dwaram Upeyaya Mukta Sarvanubandhanaha Iti Jata Sunirveda Kshana Sangena Sadhushu Ganga Dwaram Upeyaya Mukta Sarvanubandhanaha Iti Jata Sunirveda Kshana Sangena Sadhushu Ganga Dwaram Upeyaya Mukta Sarvanubandhanaha Ladies, iti thus Jata Sunirvedaha Ajamil, who had become detached from the material conception of life, Kshana Sangena, by a moment's association, Sadhushu, with devotees, Ganga Dwaram, to Hardwar, Haridwara, the doorway to Hari, because the Ganges begins there. Hardwar is also called Ganga Dwara. Upeyaya, went. Mukta, being freed from. Sarva Anubandhanaha, all kinds of material bondage. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Because of a moment's association with devotees, the Vishnudutas, Ajamil, detached himself from the material conception of life with determination. Thus freed from all material attraction, he immediately started for Haridwar. Kindly repeat after me. Because of a moment's association with devotees, the Vishnudutas, Ajamil detached himself from the material conception of life with determination. Thus freed from all material attraction, he immediately started for Haridwar. Purport. The word Mukta Sarva Nubandanaha indicates that after this incident, Ajamil, not caring for his wife and children, went straight to Haridwar for further advancement in his spiritual life. Our Krishna consciousness movement now has centers in Vrindavan and Navadvip, so that those who want to live a retired life, whether they be devotees or not, can go there and with determination give up the bodily concept of life. One is welcome to live in those holy places for the rest of his life in order to achieve the highest success by the very simple method of chanting the holy name of the Lord and taking prasad. Thus, one may return home back to Godhead. We do not have a center in Haridwar when this was written, but Vrindavan and Sridham Mayapur are better for devotees than any other places. The Chaitanya Chandrodaya temple offers a good opportunity to associate with devotees. Let us all take advantage of this opportunity. Wonderful purport, as usual, by His Divine Grace. The very well-known story of Ajamil, who, although in his early life was trained as a brahmana, following all kinds of samskaras, rituals, but as we know, due to bad association, left this Brahminical lifestyle and for the rest of his life engaged in many sinful activities. But again, due to some great fortune, here Srila Prabhupada mentions, due to the association of devotees, the Vishnudutas, we should not wait to have darshan of the Yamadutas or the Vishnudutas to get association of devotees. But the power of association is being underlined here. Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan Bhagavat Sravana Maturabhasa Srimurtira Sradhaya Sevana Sakala Sadhana Shrestha Epancha Anga Krishna Prema Janamaya Epancher Alpo Sangha. Very famous instructions how Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtan, as underlined here in the purport, are extremely powerful. They go hand in hand. And there are special places such as Vrindavan Dham, Mayapur Dham. Again, as Prabhupada invites all of the members of the Krishna Consciousness Society, but he also invites people who are not devotees. Anyone, whether he be devotee or non-devotee, by coming to such holy place as Vrindavan Dham and Mayapur Dham, can attain the success of life by going back home, back to Godhead, simply by taking to the simple process. Two processes mentioned here by Srila Prabhupada, two very pleasing processes, the chanting of the holy name and the honoring of Krishna Prasadam. Of course, we can do that anywhere, and Srila Prabhupada has arranged that devotees from all over the world, because not everyone actually can come to Vrindavan. Not everyone can physically travel to Vrindavan. I know some of my godbrothers, like in Montreal, who've never come to India. Different factors, different reasons. Therefore, in addition to our Vrindavan Dham and Mayapur Dham, Srila Prabhupada, he wanted that we create Vrindavan Dham, Vrindavan villages, actually, all over the world. This is the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that in every town and village the holy name be chanted. Some of our devotees here in India have taken up a vrata of going to 108 villages as an offering to Srila Prabhupada, and to actually fulfill one of the strong desires that Srila Prabhupada had. I'm sure some of you have read or heard. Srila Prabhupada wanted to go in his ambassador car and travel to different villages. Our mission is a very great mission. Our mission is a very urgent mission as well. As so often Srila Prabhupada would remind us, what Krishna consciousness movement has to offer is actually unparalleled in the world, and Prabhupada's explained this 40 plus years ago, urgently needed at that time. How even more urgent today. So this verse I was mentioning, Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan Bhagavata Sravana Mathura Vasa. I've been getting the realization in the last few years, Mathura Vasa does not only mean to come to Mathura Vrindavan and to reside here. If one can do that, great, wonderful. Mathura Vasa also means to create two things, actually, two additional things. Means to create the atmosphere of Mathura Vrindavan wherever we may be living. Most devotees probably who are visiting Vrindavan can only come occasionally. Means most of us, most of the devotees within our ISKCON society have to live away physically from Vrindavan Dham or Mayapur Dham. But we can do two things. We should do two things. One, by Mathura Vasa means we should create within our mind and within our living condition, wherever it is we may be living, we should duplicate, create, recreate the mood and the atmosphere that is here in Mathura Vrindavan. And this, of course, we do by the simple process of chanting the holy name, honoring Krishna Prasadam, associating with devotees, all of the activities that are recommended by the Goswamis of Vrindavan. In addition to this, we have, of course, that in itself is not so easy because of the heavily polluted atmosphere of Kali Yuga that we all experience every day. We are surrounded. But in addition to that, and that is another major challenge in itself, Srila Prabhupada expected, requested, ordered us as a society to actually physically recreate or duplicate Vrindavan Dham and Mayapur Dham all over the world. I'm sure many devotees have heard this quite strong statement by Srila Prabhupada that one of the purposes of our Krishna consciousness movement is to bring a complete overhaul in society. Present day society, modern society, especially now, is totally going in the opposite direction of what our teachings are giving us, what the Vedic teachings are all about. Minimizing our material activities so that we can give the maximum time for spiritual activities. And that's extremely difficult in present day context, where we have planned, it's actually demoniacally planned. Anything that is against Shastra means it is adharma, means it is demoniac. So there's a planned program for increased urbanization all over the world, as we see, as we experience, which is actually opposite to what we find in Srimad Bhagavatam, Vedic culture. And this is a whole major topic, of course. Today is the beginning of an important seminar for those who may not be knowing. Vrindavan, ISKCON Vrindavan, I would say, is blessed by having established a very important department for promoting this whole ideology that Srila Prabhupada spoke about, and upon which our Vedic culture stands. That is the philosophy and understanding of simple living and high thinking, which can more easily facilitate our spiritual devotional practices. So we have this obligation actually to the founder Acharya of our society, although it is, we have to admit, we've not been successful all these years in fulfilling that desire of Srila Prabhupada. And we all know how the success of a disciple is how he can fulfill the desires of his spiritual master. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jaina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapanantikam. We should be very anxious to, first of all, understand nicely, clearly, all of the important instructions given by Srila Prabhupada, and we should be anxious to actually fulfill these desires, because that is to satisfy the spiritual master. That is how we satisfy Krishna as well. I need to have a clock or a watch because I don't see one. Yeah. So for those who are not able to come to Vrindavan or Mayapur, we need to, it is still possible, although we are very late in the game, it is still possible, and it is a standing order of Srila Prabhupada that we create such atmosphere. Village, I'm from city actually, like probably most of us, and it's generally more difficult to really in depth understand the mood and the atmosphere and the whole we could say purpose of village life. Our villages in India especially are in critical condition. That's why we are having this yatra actually. And that's why Srila Prabhupada also desired, as I mentioned earlier, he wanted to reach out to villages. Why? Because actually the culture, our Vedic culture, its basis is actually in the villages. Where people, by nature, even now, today, are closely connected with land, closely connected with cows. And these, when we become disconnected with these two dimensions of land and cows, we should know that actually we become disconnected with Krishna. That may seem like a strong statement, but Krishna, when he comes in this material world, he's very closely connected. intimately connected with land and cows, as we all know. And as Srila Prabhupada in a number of purports so nicely, so wonderfully explained, Krishna and Balaram, they come and they live in Vrindavan, in the village of Vrindavan, to show us how we should live, to show us the standard. Actually, many of us don't actually believe that we should be living that way, or don't believe that it's possible. We should know that this is, this is meant to be the norm for living. And all of us need to really give this more consideration. And because it is, once again, the desire of Srila Prabhupada, it is his standing order, and it is the essence. The essence of the Vedic culture lies in this more simplified lifestyle, which is meant to help us actually become advanced devotees. Some of these themes will be discussed more in detail during the next few days. We invite everyone to attend this Bliss Festival, and I'm very thankful actually to Panchagoda Prabhu to facilitate this particular department, and Indranil Mani Prabhu, who's heading up this department. We have a few minutes now that I have for any possible comments or questions to this nice verse and purport today. Yes, there's a mic here, it's coming. Oh, here. Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, thank you for a wonderful class. The question is not so much about Ajamil Lila, but about the second aspect, simple living and high thinking. We hear that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, he preferred to establish the mats where the population was for preaching. And apparently Srila Prabhupada also encouraged that temples should be opened and devotees should actually live where there are many, many people so that they can reach them with the Sankirtan movement. At the same time, it's not that I don't appreciate or I'm unaware of the many instructions that Prabhupada gave for simple living and high thinking, but you mentioned that that should be the norm. So how do we reconcile these two missions, these two initiatives, you might say?
I'll summarize and address your question briefly. My realization and understanding over the last few years especially, which I am naturally, when we believe in something, when we are convinced of something, what you say is true, that our acharyas, including Srila Prabhupada, wanted that we have temples and preaching centers and the urban areas and the cities of the world. My realization is the following, that our preaching basis is meant to be the cities, but our living basis is meant to be the country. If we understand and accept that Vedic culture is primarily an agrarian culture, our families, our children should be brought up in that atmosphere and we should go to the city for preaching purposes only. And if we are not preaching in the cities, we have no business in the city. That is my firm conviction and my understanding of what Srila Prabhupada specifically ordered in various conversations by encouraging devotees who are not engaged in frontline preaching. Devotees are needed in the cities mainly and primarily for preaching. The cities, as we know, are we don't have Vedic cities. Cities are there in the Vedas, Vedic culture. But actually, the vast majority of people are meant to live in the country. And this is something that our devotees still don't understand. So we should be in the city, but for preaching. But we should actually be making arrangements for our families and our children especially, who can get a proper education with other devotee children, and not as we are doing, unfortunately, as Prabhupada pointed out, sending our children and even our own selves. Many of our devotees are working in very unnatural situations, not standard occupations. That's my take on it. Yes, Maharaj.
Maharaj, can I make one just announcement?
Yes.
This is regarding the announcement that we made before Guru Puja for Srila Prabhupada, that we had His Holiness Radha, Gaur Krishna Goswami, who left his body last night around 1 o'clock, and his body right now is in the Bhakti hospice. So we'll be bringing his body to Yamuna. His body will be coming around here around 10 o'clock this morning. You may have darshan of his body, or if you have time, you can come with us. We go to Yamuna and burn his body. Hare Krishna.
One quick quack here.
Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport that devotees and non-devotees may take shelter of Vrindavan and Mayapur. But is Mayapur and Vrindavan, ISKCON, are they completely self-sufficient? Are they producing their own food? We see that they're giving protection to the cows. We see so many flowers, these flowers and vegetables that are offered to the deities. Are they produced by devotees here?
I don't believe that Vrindavan and Mayapur are yet self-sufficient. It doesn't mean that one cannot come here. We should be working towards fulfilling that desire of Srila Prabhupada. Yeah. So there are devotees who are concerned, who are working towards helping fulfill that aspect. But regardless of whether Mayapur or Vrindavan are still, one should take advantage. These are holy dhams, and one should come and take advantage of the good association and the special nature of these dhams. It's already 9 o'clock. Thank you very much. Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki.